So, Gary.
Good stuff there. All right.
Yeah, I'm prepared. I hope this doesn't look amateur with my questions here. So I've got some pretty hard-hitting questions for you here.
I'm sure.
If anything's too intense, just tell me and I'll back off.
All right.
I don't want to stress you out before the show or anything. Which leads me to my first question. You produced and starred in Imposter in 2001. I wanted to know, is that a semi-biographical story for you? And are you only one of multiple alien Gary Sinise clones walking the earth?
If I was an alien, I wouldn't know it because, the guy in Imposter had no idea he was an alien.
Sure.
So you could be one and you wouldn't know.
Maybe.
Depends on what world you're living in. Of course, in the Philip K. Dick world, we all could be aliens.
Sounds good. Well, the reason I ask is because you are such a busy guy. You're all over the place, and it's just amazing the amount of stuff you do. I mean, you work with the USO, the new de-stress campaign with TRICARE, obviously the Lieutenant Dan Band. It seems like you're on an endless tour. You're producing films. You're starring in a hit TV show. I mean, man, that's a huge workload. So how do you keep up? You're a family man, too. Where do you find time for all this stuff?
Yeah. Well, there's not a lot of hours in the day, not enough to do what needs to be done out there. But people need assistance, and our defenders need help, and they need to know that people care about them and appreciate what they do. And I just feel like I'm part of the team, just trying to do what I can to keep those who keep us secure safe, and strong. And, with these troops being deployed multiple times over and over and over to different parts of the world, and the stress levels are high, and that's where I come in. I can participate in doing something to show them that, that we don't forget what they do for us, and that we're on the same team and we're trying to help. I think that's important to them. And when you come out, I'll play on bases all over the world, and a lot of times the troops are deployed, but their families are still there on the bases, and their families are going through a lot of stress themselves, just enduring those long deployments. So, if somebody comes up to them and entertains them and pats them on the back and hugs them and says thank you to them, I think it can help them get through those times a little bit easier. It's not going to be easy, but we all do better when we know that people appreciate and care about us.
Yeah.
And certainly our defenders, are in need of that, and they're the ones that are going to be called upon whenever the dangers come to the shores. And so it's a dangerous world out there, and we got to do everything we can to keep our defenders strong. Yeah.
Well, you are definitely doing plenty to help the fight, and all of us in the military really appreciate it. You're kind of a beacon of hope in the entertainment world, but you maintain just such a high standard and set such a great example.
Well, thank you. I have kids. I just worry. I worry about my kids, and I worry about my grandkids, and I worry about the country that they're going to have down the road. And I know how dangerous it is now. It doesn't seem like it's going to get less dangerous as time goes on. It's an unpredictable, dangerous world out there, and without our defenders, we're going to be in trouble. So, I do this for my kids and my grandkids and everybody's kids that have to are coming into, what is going to be a very, very, dangerous world that we live in. We have to keep our defenders strong.
Absolutely. Now, you just played Camp Pendleton last night, right? And now you're out here in 29 Palms again. How many times is this for you in 29 Palms?
This is 7 years in a row out here in 29 Palms. I started coming out in 2005, and it's always in March when I come. So I love coming out, and I started coming here when I had a golf tournament for my theater company in Palm Springs, and I said, I was the host of the golf tournament, and so I brought my band out to play for the golf tournament guys. And said, well, why don't we just stay over an extra day and we'll go out to 29 Palms. So that's what we started doing then. And then now the golf tournament isn't happening anymore, but we still come out. You know, the Marines
awesome.
need us out here.
Yeah, I know. We definitely appreciate it out here. You know, there's not a whole lot around, so this is a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Now, fans can learn about the Lieutenant Dan Band in the documentary that Jonathan Flora directed for you, Lieutenant Dan Band for the Common Good. Could you kind of explain the title for fans that haven't seen that, and just tell us what the Lieutenant Dan Band's all about?
It's a film that a friend of mine made, Jonathan Flora, a filmmaker, and we became friends a while back, and he found out what I was doing with the troops and you know, that kind of thing, and the support things I was doing, and asked if he could film some of it. So I let him come to some different bases and to some different events, and I had a trip over to Iraq, so I set him up so he could come on that. And he put a beautiful film together that kind of highlights a lot of the different people that I kind of support, and through concerts or events, first responders, or you know, children or whatever. And he put a lovely film together called Lieutenant Dan Band for the Common Good. And it's kind of more than just the band. I mean, the band is sort of the center focus of it because we go to different concerts and see how the band entertains the troops and that kind of thing. But, you know, I don't go to Iraq with the band. That's just me. And there are other things in the band, in the movie that I do and people I meet that I introduce, you know, the audience to.
Right.
And it's basically, I think, for the common good, kind of, he gave it that title because of so many, I think, so many of the people I introduced him to in the film and what they were doing out there to support and to try to make things better and to help people. And I help them help other people. And, you know, it's just all to try to do good. And you get a lot out of that when you're just pitching in. You know, you get a lot out of knowing that just a simple thing can help somebody in their life. And that's a good feeling.
Absolutely. Well, it's a great film. I had a chance to attend a screening last year. Is it being released? Is there somewhere where people can see it yet?
Right now, it's they're in the works. They have some plans in the works right now that to hopefully launch it in July.
Great.
And that probably won't be in theaters, but they have some initiatives they're taking to get the movie out there and try to get it to people who might want to see it.
Great. I'm glad to hear that it's going to get out there. Let me see. All right. So I'm a bit of a Stephen King geek.
Are you?
And one of my favorite roles of yours was as Stu Redman in The Stand. I don't know if you've heard, but Warner Brothers is going to be remaking The Stand. And I was hoping that we'd be seeing Gary Sinise in some capacity. Are you going to be involved with that at all?
I don't think so. They haven't talked to me about anything. I did it. That was back in '93. I think that I did that. So that's quite a while ago that I made that, and it kind of lives as its own thing. Yeah. And Stephen King was fun to hang out with during that time. He was in the movie, and he was a real integral part of the whole miniseries that I did. I got an email from him recently about them doing the Stand, and he thinks it won't be good as a single film. It's going to have to be a 2 or 3 part movie to make sense. There's so much.
What, 8 hours?
Yeah, the miniseries is 8 hours, four parts, and the book is I think 1,300 pages long. So there's a lot in that.
Cool. Okay. Well, I hope that comes around. So what is next for you? Any upcoming projects that you can talk about?
I'm about to shoot my final episode for CSI New York. We start that on Monday, and then I'll be done with that March 22nd, and I have a lot of concerts for the troops planned for April and May, different things that we're doing. I'm doing things with with the USO and with Tri-West Healthcare Alliance, and several concerts there, and then there's other things I'm doing, other events. And we're building a house for a guy who lost both his arms, both his legs. We've done that already once. And so I raise money through doing concerts and that kind of thing. We're going to do that in another one of those at the end of May, and then just a lot of busy stuff. I'll be traveling quite a bit in April and May, and then take June off, and play one concert in the middle of June, but that's about it. And then we pick it up again in July and have a whole lot of stuff going on then. And,
wow!
For the rest of the year.
That's amazing. Like I said before, you do so much. It's just unbelievable for military service members and specifically Marines also. So I'm going to start it right now. General Amos, if you're watching, I want to kick off the campaign to make Gary Sinise an honorary Marine.
Hey.
If we can do it for Chuck Norris, I mean, this guy, come on. Everything he does.
Oh, wow.
It's only natural.
That would be an honor.
Hopefully, I'm kicking the snowball down the hill. We'll see how that turns out.
Thank you.
No problem. So I'll stop taking all your time. I know your birthday's coming up this week.
How'd you know that?
I got my list.
You're right.
And I know that you collect challenge coins. So I wanted to present you with a challenge coin from my command here, headquarters company at McSess, the Communications Electronics School.
Fantastic.
So there you go. Happy birthday.
Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Well done. All right, Gary, thanks a lot.
All right.
Once again,
My
really
pleasure.
looking forward to the show. And